And we are live. Woo! We was just experiencing some spiritual warfare, y'all. Sorry about the
Yeah, that was
tardiness.
a
And yo, that's how you know tonight is gonna be powerful. We were having camera issues, we were having audio issues, we
audio
were
is
having
everything.
echo, all of that, man. This is crazy.
Honestly, so last week was probably the most warfare we've had in out of all the episodes, and now this one though, this was even more than last week.
Yo,
Crazy.
that's crazy. That's how you know this is about to do some damage to the kingdom of darkness, man. Mm-mm-mm. Well, nonetheless, welcome everybody. Welcome. All right, we got over 10 people and we about to get it started. This is Not Milk, the podcast, episode 19. And yeah, man, I'm your host, Ryan. This is my co-host, Sister Jocelyn. And man, we've got a great episode for you guys tonight. Last week, Sister Jocelyn shared a powerful testimony, just powerful. A lot of people really enjoyed it, and even people are commenting afterwards, saying that it really blessed them. So tonight, I will be sharing my testimony, and I hope that you guys are ready. I hope that you guys have been having a great week so far, and we are going to get into it. So yeah. I've I've told this testimony before on my Facebook, but I actually removed the video. Well, not removed it completely, but it's on private. But I think that now is a better time for me to tell this testimony, not only because of just the timing of the podcast, but just this time in my life as well. Like in this, the Holy Spirit has been really maturing me in certain things. So I think this is the best time to tell this testimony. So yeah, I will begin. And yes, so yes, as you know, my name is Ryan. I was born in Washington D.C., but raised in the suburbs of Maryland. So you know, my life kind of started in the church. I would say my mother and my father would always, you know, take me to church as a child. I got christened. I got, this, everything that, a Christian family would do. But I grew up in a way where now that I know biblical things, I know that I wasn't really around true Bible based Christianity. So, yeah, it's just that a lot of things, my parents were separated, but they were both, active in my life. Um, and then from the moment I could remember, like my earliest memories of me are through dance. So, dance has always been a part of my life. Dance has always been something that I really can't remember it not being a part of my life. So, just having, my mother used to, play little Michael Jackson videos for me as a kid, and I would like imitate him. Like it was bad. Like I was like such a Michael Jackson fan to the point where people knew me for that. Like it was like in school, like I would take the little white latex gloves during arts and crafts time and put like glue and glitter on them, bro. Like, cause I really wanted to be Michael Jackson. Like, it was crazy. Like, and you know, that was like kind of my influence always as a child. And when I moved into a later phase in my childhood, I began to, my mother was a liturgical dancer when I was a child in the church. So I began to, imitate certain things. Like my mom always tells this story that when I was a kid, the choir director at our church, it was like a big church, like would be like doing like, you know, his little hand motions and stuff. And I would be like, and I'm like sitting there like a infant, like like toddler, like in the middle of the aisle trying to mimic him, like, you know what I'm saying? So it's like I always had a thing for stage and just dancing and things like that. But as I got a little bit older, I started doing dance ministry in the church with you know, dance groups that were a part of a local church that I was a part of. I saw a lot of things in that church that like I knew as a like elementary schooler were not right, and I'm just like, like it's some weird stuff going on here. So you know that, but I still believed in Jesus. You know what I mean? Like, but kept going through my life. Fast forward to middle school and high school. Like middle school, the end of middle school, like my eighth grade year, like end of seventh to my eighth grade year, I started like really like, you know, like as a young man, like when you're like a preteen, then you finally turn 13, and I I kind of like was like, man, I'm feeling myself, bro. I used to watch Step Up. I used to watch You Got Served and all these things. So I'm like, bro, I'm trying to get the girls with this dancing stuff, bro. So um, that kind of became my goal as I got a little older in like middle school and stuff like that. So I would go to all the dances and be dancing. Like I'm telling you, I was the only person like at the semi-formals and the formal dances that would come in sneakers, like because I wanted to dance. Like I was like, nah, I'm not dressing like everybody else. I'm about to dance and just do all these different things. So you know, like seeing these movies, I was like, man, the girls really like dancing, so cool. Had a little girlfriend in eighth grade. Um, and girls really didn't, and here's the thing, girls really didn't start paying attention to me until like middle school, like the end of middle school, because middle school, like I was kind of the hyperactive kid. So like I was like always moving, always doing something, like, you know, and I'm pretty sure it was annoying, but you know, I just seeing like how like women like reacted to certain things. I was like, oh, okay. I started to peep game early. I'm like, all right, cool. They like this type of guy. So I'm gonna be this type of guy, you know? So summer of my eighth grade, summer, eighth grade going into ninth grade, I completely just like was all about girls. Like my ninth grade year, I was 13. Like I was a young, like I was younger than all of my classmates because I started school early, and plus I have a late birthday. So I started I lost my virginity when I was 13 years old. Like that's pretty early, like, you know, for a kid to lose his virginity. But I lost my virginity at 18 years, at 13, my bad, at 13. And it was to a girl that was older than me. So like I had kind of a warped concept of love from an early age where I equated sex to love. And from that moment, bro, like it was like I used to play video games prior to losing my virginity, yo, and like the moment I lost my virginity, bro, I barely touched video games, bro. I was like, man, this is the real game right here. Like this is the chase. I'm chasing everything, and all the girls that I want, I'm chasing them. So you know, after that, and I'll never forget the girl that I lost my virginity to was actually telling other girls about me. And it was like, oh, I heard good things about you. I heard things about you. Like in high school, mind you, I'm in the ninth grade, bro. So like this joint, I'm hearing 10th graders talk about me, like, oh yeah, I heard some things about you. She said you did it. I was like, dang, like, yo, this is high school, bro. Like, so I'm like, okay, cool. So then I just started doing what I wanted to do in high school. Like I'm telling you, bro, like it was bad. Like, and I can be transparent with you all because like I'm not bound by my testimony. You know what I mean? My testimony is what set me free. So like I was I was dealing with so many different girls, like older girls, just each and every girl that I wanted to deal with, I dealt with her, like, and having sexual relations with these girls. I would get into like little situationships here and there, and because of that warped mentality of love and lust and not understanding the two are actually separate, I I really had a hard time with being like, okay, she loves me now. She loves me now. Okay, cool. So I finally got into like a relationship. Um, Fast forward, I got into a relationship, a serious relationship, um, when I was in like 11th grade. And I say serious relationship because this relationship ended up being 7 years. So after high school, into college, all of that. So while I was still in that relationship, I was still fornicating with different women, just kind of still out there. But there was like, that was just the one person that I was like, okay, this is who my person is. You know what I'm saying? And so I went to college after I graduated. I went to college for a year. I went to like a community college, but I dropped out because I just felt like I was always going there to just do what I wanted to do. I was like, I'm skipping class to dance. Like, this is crazy. And I'm a dance major and they're not giving me what I need. So I just dropped out. But prior to going to college, my 11th grade year, that summer, um, I got introduced to marijuana. Now, I always knew what marijuana was. And the crazy thing is, the first time somebody back in middle school was trying to get me to smoke weed, I ran home and I told my mom, I was like, Ma, they trying to get me to smoke weed. I'm never doing that. Da, 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 da. But lo and behold, Tony, in that summer, I smoked for the first time, and it was like, it literally changed my life. Like, I started enjoying. I was like, wow, like this is cool. Like, I really rocked with it. I didn't see anything wrong with it. So I began smoking weed, always coming to class high, skipping class to go smoke, coming back high, just geeking in class, like all that. I even had teachers that used to be like, "You're smacked," like real live. Like a teacher came up to me and was like, "You are so high right now," and then bought me Chipotle for lunch. I don't know if that was a good thing, but like, yeah, like weird stuff like that. So graduated high school, was a pothead. Um, in college, dropped out. I was skipping class to just get high. And then this moment, I went on a trip to New Jersey to battle. I was into battling from a young age. I was battling like from middle school up. And because of my love for You Got Served and stuff like that, I was like, oh, this is really a real deal. Like, you can go and battle people and it's a thing. So I went to a battle in New Jersey, and this guy that was at this battle, like he was really dope. But he came up to me after and was like, you never danced while you were high. I was like, nah, I just like to get high and eat. Like, and he was like, bro, you should try dancing while you're high. So that night, came back home, I got high, and I started dancing. Now, when I tell you guys, like, I felt a different type of feeling than I normally feel when I was dancing sober. It was like I was locked into my own world. I couldn't, like, I would create like all these different new moves, like different things like that. It was like so effortless. And I was like, you know what? This is what I'm gonna do. I'm gonna just get high and dance all the time. And that's gonna be, I ended up like going further down the years, which I'll talk about a little later. I ended up making that a part of my brand. Like, that was my thing. So started doing that, man, going to battles high, winning these battles, winning tournaments, winning trophies, winning all these different things. And I ended up getting to a point where I kind of didn't want to. I was like, man, this is cool, traveling and battling, but I want to do this full time. I wanted to, I'm tired of working a job and doing this, that, and the third. So I decided, before I get to that, I want to tell you guys different things that happen with the whole women thing. Mind you, I'm still dealing with all types of women. Now I'm traveling to different states, meeting girls, having sex with them, like little groupies and different stuff like that. And um, the crew that I was rolling with was a crew that I created from high school. So we kind of expanded over into my college years, where we were on the internet, and I was viral in high school. So it's like I kind of had like I kind of didn't understand the power that I had in high school via like social media. This was when social media was like popping, like just starting to pop, like when MySpace was still around. And we were like famous in our school. So it's like I was getting clout from that, moving that on to into my college years. Now I'm going around, people are noticing me from battles, and girls are like, oh, you should come to our house after da, 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 different things happening here and there. So I'm like, man, this is the life, bruh. And that's a summarized story, because the of like the first half of my life, because the biggest part that I want you guys to know about is about to come up. But one day I just got so tired of living in Maryland, and I was like, bruh, like I'm waking up every morning going to work like, bruh, I do not want to be here. Like there's got to be more to life than this. So one day I just I packed my bags. I told my mom, I was like, I'm moving to New York City. And she was shocked. She was like, bro, what? Like, and the next day I was gone. The next day I was gone. I had no plan. I had nothing. Like I just had packed as much stuff as I could. I had about $1,000 in my I had like over $1,000 in my bank account, because I had just got my tax return, and I was like, you know what? I'm gone. Like, so I left for New York City. Um the 7 year relationship I was in was extremely toxic. So like there were so many things that I was like dealing with, but I didn't want to pull away from that relationship because her brother was a part of my dance crew. So I was like, dang, if I break up with her, I'm gonna lose him as a friend. Da 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 da. Da. And one day she calls me when I'm in New York, and this was right before I moved there. I was just visiting at the time, and this was like when I was transitioning to like deciding, okay, do I want to move there or not? And she called me. She was like, "Yo, I need you to pay this $200 speeding ticket." And I'm like, "Bro, why am I paying your $200 speeding ticket?" She's like, "You just got your taxes right." I was like, "Yeah, but they're not to pay your $200 speeding ticket. I wasn't in the car with you, bro." Like, and she broke up with me for that. So I was like, man, she was just looking for an excuse, because we had been cheating. Like, I don't care what she said, she was definitely cheating. I'm already hip, but like, we have been cheating on each other and different things like that. Like, and I started to notice, this is one thing. Like, some people be like, oh, soul ties is not real. This is when I started to notice soul ties are real, bro. Because I was having sex with different girls, and mind you, this girl that I was dating, when I met her, she was like the sweetest girl, bro. Like she was a virgin. I took her virginity, everything. Like she was sweet, like so sweet. And by the end of our relationship, she was acting like other girls I was cheating on her with. So those spirits were attaching themselves through sex, like to her, and changing her countenance, changing her demeanor, changing the way that she was acting in her life. So we broke up, and when I moved to New York, there was this girl I had battled her ex-boyfriend, like when they were together in 2013. I had battled him, and I smoked him like bad. Like, and it was to the point where she was there watching. So fast forward, they break up. I meet up with her in New York, like, because she wanted to do like some modeling type joint for my video. And I was like, okay, cool. So she came to the house and was like, yo, I think you're, I like you. And da, 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 da. I'm like, okay, cool. Me, stupid, just got out of a relationship, and like, it's just like, nah, you about to be my girl. Cool. Just not even no time to heal or nothing from a 7 year relationship. Just hopped right into a relationship with her. And mind you, the relationship was great. It was like, it was awesome. Um, And then one day, uh, we got into like a little disagreement, and we were on the phone. We were dating for like 6 months, and I had got on the phone with her, and I was like, we were on the phone having a disagreement. I was like, look, I need to take a break. I need to go upstairs on the roof and just chill, because there was like a roof on the apartment I was living in New York, and I was like, I'm just chill. Da, da, da. She literally calls the police and tells them I'm trying to jump off of the roof. And in New York City, they take like suicide very seriously. Like, so I get these phone calls, bro, like the police calling my phone, and I'm like, what the heck is going on? Like, and then all of a sudden, the police are at my apartment, and they're like, we heard you trying to jump off the roof. So they took me to a mental facility. I ended up in a mental facility. I'm staying there like overnight. And I'm like, bro, why am I in here, bro? Like, this is crazy. So I'm in the mental facility. I'm seeing real live people going crazy in there. But now that I know what I know spiritually, these were people that were possessed with demons. I'm in there, and the nurses are looking at me. They're like, you're not supposed to be here. They're like, it's just something about you, but you're not supposed to be here. I was like, yeah, I know. Tell me about it. So I'm like sitting there. I'm sitting at the front desk, like laughing with the nurses and telling them jokes and stuff, while the rest of these guys are going crazy in there. So then all the psychiatrists and stuff, they do their little, assessments and stuff on me. And they're like, well, why are you here? Yeah, send him home. So they sent me home, and I ended up calling the girl that I was with, and I was like, yo, why did you do that? And she was like, oh, I was just worried about you. I was like, okay. I mean, it sounds legitimate. I'm in love. So I'm like, oh, okay, cool. You must have been worried about me. OD. Like, but then, this was back. I had no work, mind you. I was still in New York City, like couch hopping, like sleeping at my cousin's house. Like, um, I had like an unofficial house at my cousin's house. You know what I mean? Like, so I was technically homeless. And so what I did was I went street performed, got so much money, and I got my hair cut, made myself look nice. Her birthday was the next week, so I was like, okay, I'm gonna get sharp. I'm putting on my suit and tie. I'm pulling up to her house with all these gifts. I pulled up to her house. I knocked on the door like 4 times. Her aunt answered the door, and was like, "Oh, she's in Far Rockaway. She'll be back in an hour." I'm like, "All right, cool." So I called her, and I was like, "Yo, where are you?" And she was like, "Oh, I'll be back in an hour. I'm in Far Rockaway." I was like, "Yeah, cool. That's what your aunt said." So then I was like, "Well, hurry, because I have something for you." She was like, "Why?" I was like, "Because it's your birthday, duh." Like, and in my mind, I'm like, "Why would she ask me why?" Like, so I go home, I look on Snapchat, and she's in. I open her Snapchat, and she's kissing an entire different dude, like talking about my birthday is gonna be great because of you. And like, when I tell y'all, like, that joint like literally sent me over the edge. Like, that joint really like broke my heart to the point where I was like, bruh, like, going. It was just tough to see that. So a few months later, um, I started doing LSD. The first night we did LSD as a house, like the whole apartment, we had a party, and it was like a rooftop party. We were just going crazy, and somebody brought acid over. Now, when I tell you guys, like, I had an uneasy feeling about doing it, so I only took half a tab. And when somebody put the tab in my hand to digest it, it was like burning, like in my hand. Like, it was like burning. I was like, dang, why is this thing burning? Like, should I really even be taking this, bruh? So I still took it, took half the tab. And when I tell you guys, like, that night really kind of shook my whole my whole mentality. Um I went we went to Prospect Park. We were tripping, like, and this was like 4 a.m. So like, it was dark outside, like, we're tripping, like, so many things are going on, these different things are happening. End up coming down from the trip like 9 hours later, and I was like, oh, that's pretty cool. Like, I like that. I might definitely do it again. So I'm still street performing, a lot of things I feel like aren't going right. And there was one day, this is the turning point in my life where this is when it starts to get good. So um I went in the mirror in the apartment. There was a 3-panel mirror. Um whew, I'm getting chills just thinking about it. There's a 3-panel mirror in the apartment, and I was just like so fed up of being broke. I was so fed up of like, just getting by here and there. And I looked in the mirror and I said, I faced one panel towards the other, I faced another panel towards the other, and I looked in the middle panel and I said, I want to be rich and famous. When I said that in the mirror, I kid you not, my life literally took a turn that I never expected. Like from that day forward, so many different things started happening. So I ended up booking this gig with a friend of mine that was doing dance. I booked a gig for Safari, Nicki Minaj's ex. And I go to the gig. It's at the Art Factory in Paterson, New Jersey. Now, mind you, we're there from like 10 p.m. till 7 a.m. Like just shooting and getting all these things done. And I end up meeting this girl. Now, this girl comes, she's like a part of the PA staff, and she's talking to me, and I'm like, oh, you're kind of cool, da 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 da. I had seen her on Facebook before, but like we weren't friends on Facebook, but I had seen her like in somebody else's like pictures or something like that, and I was like, oh, cool, nice to meet you, da da da. So I don't know, I don't really remember how we we exchanged information, and then we decided to link up after that whole video shoot. um and I had brought my friend who was also a filmmaker to come to the art factory when we linked up with her again on the second time. And when we linked up, she was like, "Yo, let's do acid." And my friend actually was an acid dealer, at the time. So I was like, "Okay, let's do LSD. Cool. I'm cool with it. Let's drop acid. I haven't done it in a few months. Let's do it." Because I had dropped acid in October for the first time. This was now February of 2018. I had dropped acid in October 2017. This is now February 2018, just so you guys need a timeline. So we dropped acid. And mind you, again, the womanizer in me, because I was still out in New York. Even in New York, I was still wilding. Um, the womanizer in me was like, "Oh, I'm gonna smash this chick while I'm on LSD." Like, and she's with it, so cool. So she ends up saying stuff to me before we have sex that now that I'm recalling it is like, okay, she was literally telling you like what she was about. And she was like, "Oh, you can transfer thoughts and emotions through sex, right? And memories." And I was like, mind you, I'm tripping on acid. I'm like, okay, like I don't care about that right now. Like I'm trying to smash, like, you know. So um we end up doing it. And afterwards we're walking around the art factory because it was like this huge art factory in New Jersey. Like it's huge. Like there's so many different rooms, so many music videos get filmed there. Chris Brown, like different people that have filmed their music videos there. Cardi B, like so many different people. And we're just walking around it, and she starts saying these different things. Now I'm seeing like what she's saying is like appearing on the walls. Like I'm like, okay, what the heck is going on, bruh? So she ends up taking me and my friend in this room that's upstairs in the art factory. It was like you have like little studios that people can rent, and like they keep all their stuff in these studios. So we're in the studio. She turns on a red light and a green light. Um, mind you, I'm still tripping on acid, so I'm not really knowing what's going on. My friend's just sitting in the cut. He's kind of quiet, and we're up there, and she starts talking to me, and she starts telling me about my past. Like I mind you, this is the second time I'm seeing this girl in person. I've never spoke to her about anything intimately. I've never spoke to her about anything um personal. And she begins to tell me things about my past. She's like, you're still hurt by your ex. And she said my ex's name. And I was like, how did you know her name? Like, what the heck? Like, I'm like, okay, that's weird. Then she tells me like all these different things like that were going on in my past, like from my childhood and different things of that nature. And I'm just like really like, mind you, I'm on LSD, so I'm just like, what the heck, bro? And when she keeps talking about my ex, I began to cry. Now, when you're on LSD, your emotions are heightened. So like I began to cry like profusely. Like I was like, oh my gosh, like this woman knows me. Like this is crazy. So as I'm crying, she takes a crystal. It was like a clear crystal. And then she had a crystal that was like a pipe that you smoke out of, but it was still like a crystal, like, one of those meditation crystals that is used in the occult. And she put the clear one in her hand and then put the black one in my hand. And she like just kind of bowed her head like very subtly as I was crying. And I'm telling you, I felt like I was crying for 15 minutes, but when I looked at my phone, it was like an hour later. Like, so when I lifted my head up and I was officially done crying, I instantly felt like I loved this woman. It was so crazy. I don't know what went on, but I felt like I loved this woman. So now I'm fully invested. We're walking around. We're still tripping, mind you, and we're walking around the art factory. She starts telling me these things like, you don't know who you are, but you're somebody special, and this is no mistake that you are in this body in this certain time in this dispensation. Da 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 da. So that day happens. Um, we keep in contact. She comes to my friend's house, my house that I was living in with my cousin. She comes to his house and she brings like a whole ounce of weed and just gives it to me. I'm like, yo, what the heck? Where'd you get this from? Like, oh, okay, cool. I was like, yo, this girl's the truth, bro. This is the best girlfriend I ever had. In my mind, I'm thinking that. Like, but that's such a carnal way to think. Oh, she got me an ounce of weed. So I'm just like, oh yeah, yeah, dog. Like, yeah. So she comes over. We decide to drop acid again with everybody in the house. She kept me in a room though. My roommate was out of town, so he was like, "Yeah, you guys can be in my room, whatever." So we were in the room, and she begins speaking to me. And as she's speaking to me, I'm tripping, and I'm seeing all of the things that she's speaking about, like literally in visions. And I was like, "Dang, bro!" Like, she's like, yeah, you have the spirit of, bro. She was telling me, now that I'm like in my right mind and sober minded, bro, she was telling me some big wild stuff. Like, she was like, yeah, you have the spirit of Michael Jackson in you. That's why you're so creative. And that's why you do this. Like, that's why, like, everything about you is what he was, and this, that, and the third. I'm like, yo, this is nuts. So I start dancing. I'm on LSD. She has me dancing and da 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 da. So we tripped that night. There was a bunch of crazy stuff going on that night, but we tripped that night. And she sends me an email the next day after she leaves the house. So she sent me an email, and I'm gonna read it to you guys because I have it right here. Let's see, where you at? This is the craziest thing, bro. Because I'm gonna show you guys like how witchcraft, like what witchcraft really does, and how it is like so deceptive. Give me 1 second, guys. I gotta pull the email up. So she sends me an email titled "Don't read until tomorrow." So of course, I didn't read it till tomorrow. Like, so she says in the email, it says, "I know you're kind of confused and have a lot of questions. As I as I've told you before, I can't answer a good amount, but in the next couple of months, you will find the answers yourself. For now, I just need you to understand some things and to fully trust in your process because you are on the right path and are fully supported in ways you can't even fathom." And then she put in parentheses 333, like the time 333 and the time 444. She says the acid trips are to help you understand who you are deeper, as well as to help you feel heard and fully understood for once. Then she put in parentheses again, 333. She said, I literally have all of your senses, with, and that's why most of the time my eyes are closed. You will also start to remember things from your past once you get to a certain point. Then she put 1234, which is the time I was born. She said, you're a leader and a creator. Everything you create will last forever, and some remain untouched. The time you were born, look up what it means. She said, your purpose for awakening has many levels to it. Overall is to stay positive while being a light and to show those whose light is blinking to the light, but not to actually walk them down the path. Remember the entity you are, embodying that, setting an example through your crafts and character. The rest you'll understand by the end of the year. People aren't as you see them in human form, meaning their souls are of an old being on a certain mission. So while you see them as a best friend, ex, cousin, whatever they are truly an angel, demon, or your original spiritual family, or an entity trying to sway your future in their favor. And then she put in parentheses 222. Then she said, as much as you loved, and she said my ex's name. I'm not going to put any names out there because that's not what it's about. But she said, as much as you loved my ex of 7 years, she was only one of your soulmates and your karmic relationship. I started the process of getting your soul ties off from her, but now only you can do the rest. This article will help you as well as these meditations. So she sent me like call back your scattered energies article, then sent me a bunch of frequency music and meditations and like YouTube links. So she begins to continues to say, I have to be sort of distant from you for the rest of the month, and I need you not to take it personal. I'm always with you. Plus, you have the things in the blue bag. She I'm gonna pause right here. When she came to my house, she gave me a blue bag. She gave me a blue bag that had all types of things in it. I mean, feathers, um, like shells, like conch shells, and different objects, kente cloth things, like different, all these weird different objects. And she also, now that I know what I know about spirituality and African spirituality and witchcraft, she was setting up altars at my house. So she put the candle on the window. So she's like, have these crystals charging by the window. Um, put your put this shell right here, da 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 da. Just putting different things all over the place. So that's the blue bag she's referring to. So let me get back to the email. She says, you need to start by being alone. Don't fill any voids. Leave the bees alone. Don't have any type of sex. Majority of your sexual urges come from having sex with so many Jezebels and their soul still lingering within. Don't even flirt because of boredom to put yourself in any tempting situations. It's imperative you learn to be alone and love yourself. You also have to accept your thoughts and feelings while also learning to let them pass. Then she put in parentheses, um, revert to infinite waters if lost. Now, mind you, if anybody on here has ever come out of New Age, there's a guy named Ralph Smart. He makes these videos. He seems really positive, and he's like teaching you how to breathe, teaching you how to eat a certain way, teaching you this and that about spirituality, but it's actually all New Age jargon. And that's what she's talking about. But we'll get back to him because he's a main component of certain things. Then she says, as I told you before, you have to start choosing up. Really take the time to think about the choice you have in front of you, the type of man you want to become, and how or what you're going to need to do to obtain what you want to become in this and have in life. The role I play in your life from here is further up to you. Then she put in parentheses 1111. This is the part that kind of bugged me out, bro. Okay, so check this out. She says, sex with me feels so amazing because our light is connecting under Saint Michael the Archangel. Plus, you are being healed. Don't ask me what I mean by any of that. Just read the things I sent you about twin flames. Learn about Saint Michael the Archangel and the Egyptian pharaoh Thoth. Take care of yourself, stay positive, and protect your light. The signs are always everywhere. Don't forget that during this time, it's about you. Don't put anyone before yourself that isn't willing to do the same. As you're thinking and answering questions, make sure you aren't thinking of anyone else but your best interest. This is your life and yours alone. You can't save anyone until you first save yourself. There is no right or wrong answer. You create the reality of the life you would like to live. Just make sure whatever you pick, that's truly what you want, and you know what comes with it, as well as what you will have to become in order to obtain it and keep it. And then she put 1212 in parentheses. So before I continue, I want you guys to know that I want you guys to know that I want you guys to see how carnal new age spirituality is. It's so carnal. It's all about you. It's all about what you want. You're the creator of your reality. You do this. It's your life. This, then the third. Oh, Aries is in the chat. Aries, don't say the name, but you know who I'm talking about. Okay, we're gonna continue. So she sends me all of these things, and I'm just like, yo, wow, like I'm really on this awakening. Like, now mind you, I have some notes here. You guys gotta, if you guys had listened to what I said, you can see that there is a form of godliness but denying the power thereof inside of that. It's like, it's very carnal, and it's also, the devil masquerades himself as an angel of light. To a person without the Holy Spirit, it's easy to think that that is something godly. That whole email, it's about, oh, finding yourself, recalling your past, and breaking off soul ties, and this, that, and the third, right? um so I'm like, yo, this girl's really part of my awakening. So now I'm invested. I'm like inviting her over, and she, remember, she said she had to be away from me for a little bit. And that's because, and I asked her why. I ended up texting her why. I was like, why do you have to be away from me for a little bit? She was like, oh, I'm becoming a vessel for an archangel. And I'm like, okay, cool. Like, mind you, bro, like my mind's totally warped right now. So we meet up again, and we start hanging out. Like, she's coming over my house more and more and more. My cousin tried to tell me, now mind you, he's involved in new age spirituality far before me. Like, he was doing rituals and different stuff like that, but he was like, bro, there's something about that girl, bro. She's not right, bro. And I'm like, bro, you just jealous, bro. Like, what are you talking about? Like, you just mad because I'm the one who wasn't on no spiritual stuff, and I got me a spiritual girl, bro. You mad? You tight? Like, so he was like, bro, no, bro. He was like, I had a vision of her. He was like, she had black wings, and she was like wrapping around you, bro. I was like, no, you didn't, bro. Like, you lying. Like, you're just lying, bro. So we end up dating. I'm starting to see things, we're all around the dance world and different things like that. And she begins to drive like wedges between my cousin and some of the people that were living in the house with us. Now, mind you, my cousin, I didn't know that this is what her goal was. So I start to see, you know, problems arising. She's telling them that only I can do certain things spiritually, like these are my gifts, and I'm called, and like it's very carnal. So she would do certain things from time to time. Like, she would call, like, whenever I would get like upset or like frustrated, like she would do like these things called cleanses, where she would take me into the bathroom and like crack like this egg over my head, and then like pour like milk on my head and all this stuff. So essentially she started telling me, like, oh, this is magic, what we're doing. It's not wrong. It's actually what the Bible, and this is how so many people are being deceived, because she said this is actually what the Bible teaches, and this is what the white man kept away from us, and da 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 da. So she was involved in Santeria, um black magic, um and mainly the Yoruba faith. So for all you people that come on our videos talking about, oh, you don't know anything, you just da 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 da, you just this, that, and the third. I'm like, bruh, I've seen these things. I've partaken in rituals. I put in people's names inside of a candle and watch stuff happen to them. Like, you know what I'm saying? So, but I was thinking that these things were good. Now, as you will see, that I learned the harsh truth very soon, but you know, I'm it's a very carnality type thing that's going on where we are beefing with each other off of who has more spiritual power. And so I begin to, I'm just like, man, whatever. I'm not really tripping off that. I'm gonna keep doing my little frequency meditations and listening to these frequency things that she sent me and all of that stuff. So um I just this is when it gets crazy. So as she said in the email, I'm gonna start to lose people and da 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 da. And certain people are demons and this, that, and the third. So, mm, so I had a best friend, right? This guy was my best friend, bro. Like from back home, like we used to smoke, we used to hang out. I used to be at his house all the time, and ironically, now that I look back at it, bro, the Lord was always speaking to me when I was in his house. He was a he was a wild dude, like, but we got along because this was my man. I actually met him through like the dance world, and I was staying at his house sometimes. His mother though was a praying woman. Like he's from Africa, so like his mother was like, bro, I'm telling you, she was so Holy Spirit filled to the point where the gospel station was playing in her house all the time, and TBM was playing on her TV all the time. And if you touched either one of those, bro, she was pissed. So one day, I was smoking weed and she talked to me because she caught me smoking weed and she flushed my weed down the toilet, bro. I was so mad. But that day she prayed for me. And she was like, I'm gonna pray for you because I don't want you smoking weed anymore. And she gave me a Bible that day. And I actually ended up taking that Bible to New York with me. So, my boy came out to New York. Back to this story. My boy came out to New York. We were chilling. Now, mind you, this isn't the first time he's been out there with me to New York. This is just the first time he's meeting the girl I'm dating. So he comes over, and my guy that was with us at the art factory when I first initially tripped on LSD with her was with us too. And we were filming stuff, we were just doing content creation. And something happened, and my friend that was from out in New Jersey went home, and I took my boy from Maryland back to our house, and we all slept. And when we woke up, she began talking to my friend, and my friend started like acting weird. Like he was acting weird. Like he was like getting super excited, and he's mad chill. Like he was getting super super excited. And I was like, "Yo, bro, you good, bro?" And she was talking to him, and he touches the window, and he just starts trembling. He's like trembling mad hard. I'm like, "Yo, what the heck is going on?" And he man, yo, this is so vivid, bro, because like I will never forget these things. And as he's trembling, she's like, "We need to go outside now." And he's like acting weird. Like he's like, like acting like very weird. Like I'm like, "Bro, you never act like this, bro." And she turns to me and she's like, "There's a demon in him." And I'm like, "Okay." So she's like, "We need to take him to the park." I'm like, "Okay." Mind you, we're in the middle of Crown Heights, Brooklyn. Like this is the hood. Like, so we're walking. She puts water on my forehead and on my arms, and then she walks us to the park. She brings a gallon of water. We walking him to the park. He's touching random people, like acting really weird. So we get to the park, and she makes him take his shoes off, and she pours water on his head and water on his feet and makes him walk across the grass. So I'm like, "Yo, what the heck is going on, bro?" Like, and he's tripping. So at one point he tried to run, and I like had to grab him. I'm like, "Nah, bro, you gotta stay over here, bro, because you're wilding, bro. Like I can't have you out here like this." So then um she he comes up to me and he's like, we're gonna fly. I'm like, what are you talking about, bro? Like I was like, yo, this dude is really bugging. Like, I was like, and then he comes up to me and like we're trying to get him to calm down. He pushes her, and then she goes. This is before he pushed her. She goes and sits in a lotus position as I'm trying to like wrestle with this dude to like calm down. After she's done sitting in a lotus position for like 5 minutes, she comes up to him. She's like, "What's your name?" She kept saying it to him. She's like, "What's your name? What's your name?" He kept saying his name, but like he was still wasn't him. So she pushed him. He pushed her, and she looked at me, and then I grabbed him. I was like, "Bro, you're tripping." I was like, "What's my name?" And he was like, "Ryan." And she was like, and she walks over my shoulder and is like, "And what does that mean?" And he looked up to her like with these like really wide eyes, and he was like, "King." And because my name, if you guys look up my name, it means little king. And as soon as he said that, he snapped out of it. I was like, "Yo, what the heck? Like that's mad weird." So we took him back to the house. He was kind of shaking still. So she gave him a crystal and was like, "Here, take this crystal home with you." Mind you, it's the same crystal that she had in her hand at the art factory. So he takes the crystal home with him. He calls me. He's like, "Bro, I lost that crystal, bro." He was like, "I was feeling so weird that day." I was like, "Bro, yeah, you was tripping, bro." I was like, "But come back out here." I was like, "But come back out here in 2 weeks." He comes back out in 2 weeks. This is when it gets crazy. Okay. Before I'm gonna pause on this story because I'm gonna tell you guys something that's gonna loop back to it. Um, I this around this time I'm on So You Think You Can Dance. Anybody can look me up, and I was on So You Think You Can Dance because this is a pivotal part of the story. I know, y'all. I know y'all want me to keep going, but y'all gonna be like, okay, now I understand why he said that. So remember, I told y'all I said I wanted to be famous, right? Cool. I'm on So You Think You Can Dance. I audition. She has me wearing a crystal. She's like, you need to wear these crystals. When you walk into a room, you take your glasses because I always wear the circle shades. That's like my brand. I always wear the circle shades. And she was like, you need to wipe the shades and face them towards the people that are judging your audition. So I would always do that whenever I walked into a room. I'll wear my crystal, everything. If you guys look up my So You Think You Can Dance audition, it's one of the auditions, most memorable auditions that were ever on the show. Blogs are writing about it, all types of stuff. And for some reason, bro, she when you're now anybody who's auditioned for So You Think You Can Dance, Aries, you know, because you were on that season. For anyone who has auditioned for So You Think You Can Dance, you cannot have personal people that are with you behind the scenes with the producers. This is fact. But for some reason, bro, she was able to go behind the scenes. Producers would see her and not say a word. And I'm like, yo, what the heck? Like, it didn't really dawn on me. I'm like, oh, cool. Well, that's just the frequency we're on. Cause it's carnal. That's just the frequency we're on. So when I did my So You Think You Can Dance audition, people were coming up to me after it and were like, bro, you had the room feeling different. Like it just felt like supernatural in here. Like it was like unreal. And I couldn't even remember what I was doing when I did that audition. Like I don't even remember anything like being on that stage or anything. And and so after that, I yes. After that, I I end up making it to LA. So I'm training for that around this time that my friend is coming back. So now we're going back into the story with my friend. My friend is coming back after 2 weeks. I was like, come back in 2 weeks. He comes back. Y'all, when I tell you the craziness that is about to happen, bro, y'all not gonna believe this. So he comes back and he's cool. We're chilling. He's not acting like he was before. We're chilling. We're like, all right, bro, let's go make some content. Let's keep filming the videos we were filming last time. Bro, when I tell you This man started losing stuff. He started losing his keys. He doesn't really lose a lot of stuff like that. He started losing his keys, his wallet, his shirt, his weed. He was losing everything. But the whole time he was losing his stuff and looking for his stuff, she was walking behind him. And I'm like, bro, like, and he looks at me and is like nudging me. He's like, bruh, where's my stuff, bro? And he had this look on his face, like it was like a grimace look, like he was like, and I was like, dang it. I was like, bruh, he's starting to act like he was last time he was here, bruh. I was like, oh my gosh, bruh, like, why is this nigga acting like this? I literally said that. I said, why is this nigga acting like this? Like, you know, like, I literally said it. I was like, bruh, why is he acting like this? So after, and you religious folk, don't come for me for saying the N-word, bruh. That's what I am. It's don't even make me break down that whole word for y'all. That's a whole different teaching. But I took her into the bathroom. I said, yo, you're doing something to him. The moment I said that, she was like, no, I'm not. I heard a crash. So I opened up the bathroom door. My roommates are looking towards the window. They're like, yo, bro, you good? I peer out the window. This man is hanging out the window. Mind you, I'm on the 4th floor. I'm on the 4th floor of the apartment. And he's hanging out of the 4th story window. I run up to him and I'm like, bro, you have to get in the window now. You have to get in here now. You have to get in here now. And I try to grab him to bring him back in. I kid y'all not. I put this on everything. If whatever was in him was so strong, it literally looked me in the eyes and shook me off of him and threw himself out of the window. And he landed on his back on a railing, dented the railing and everything, and got right back up, foaming at the mouth, growling, all of that stuff. So at this point, I'm like, I'm gonna say the clean version. I was like, what the heck? This man just jumped out the window. I was like, no, I couldn't believe it. Like, and the thing about it is he looked me in my eyes all the way down. Like he looked me in my eyes as I'm peering over the window. So he looked me in my eyes all the way down as he fell. And I'm like, I said, this man just effing flew out the window. Like, mind y'all, I'm not saved, so I'm cussing all types of stuff. I was like, this man just effing flew out the window. Oh my gosh. And I'm like, we got to go down there. So my friends go down there to calm him down and whatnot. And she tells me, she's like, you can't go down there. I'm like, why, bro? That's my best friend. You're tripping. She's like, whatever is in him wants to kill you. And I said, bro, what are you talking about, bro? No, like, no. So she wouldn't let me go out there. Meanwhile, while she was saying that, she was preparing that cleanse mixture, cracking an egg in a bowl, putting milk in there, all that. So I'm like, bro, what the heck, bro? So the cops ended up getting called because somebody from the other apartment actually saw him fall. The cops ended up getting called. My friends were trying to restrain him. I had 3 of my friends, 2 of my friends plus my cousin was down there trying to restrain him. And soon as the cops come, they get him on the ground. Like there was like 20 cops. They got him on the ground. And she then walks outside. So she walks outside and he instantly calms down. And they put him on a stretcher because he had fractured his back. He ended up fracturing his back. We later found out he fractured his spine. And they ended up putting him on a stretcher. It got a little chilly, so it's so ironic. I actually have this jacket. This is the jacket that I covered him in while he was on his way to the hospital. So I put the jacket over him. And as he was getting rolled out on the stretcher, he looks me in my eyes, like his eyes were so wide, and he just looked me in my eyes, and I was like, dog, what the heck, bruh? And so I called his cousin that was back home, and I'm like, yo, Bruh just fell out, jumped out the window. Da da da. He's like, "What the heck, bro? Are you serious, bro?" Da 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 da. Um, all these different things, and I'm like, bro, I don't know, but I'm gonna bring him his stuff because he left his wallet. He left all his stuff at my house. So I was like, I have to bring his stuff to the hospital. When I got to the hospital, she told me, she was like, you need to have your crystal on you, da 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 da, because you need protection. Mind you, before I went to the hospital that night, bro, I cried so hard. Like, and the reason why I was crying was because she was telling me that he was a demon and I could no longer be friends with him anymore. And like I was like, bro, this is my best friend. Like, bro, are you serious? Like, and it was like a pain that I hadn't felt before, and it like hurt because this guy supported me through everything. Like, was always willing to film. Like, bro, I would just go to his house and he would just let me create in his basement, like whenever. So like, I pull up to the hospital the next day. His mother was there. She drove all the way from Maryland because I called her. I was like, yo, this just happened. Da 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 da. So I pull up and he looks me in my eyes when I get into the hospital and he's like, bro, I'm not mad at you. And he's like, but I need to tell you something. You need to get out of that house. And I was like, what is he talking about, bro? He was like, you know what I'm saying, bro. You need to get from around those people. And I'm like, bro, what is he talking about? Because mind you, everybody in the house now is on New Age spirituality, African spirituality, different things. My roommate was Mexican. He would celebrate Dia de los Muertos, like and have the the uh the idols and shrines set up to his ancestors and stuff like that. So it was so much occult activity going on. So I'm like, bruh, I don't know what you're talking about, but his mother then was like, I'm gonna pray for you guys. And she, as she prayed, bruh, she put the oil on my forehead and she put the oil on his forehead. But mind you, as she was praying, I held on to the crystal that was in my pocket because I felt like whatever spirit was in me, I felt like, oh no, she's trying to cover my third eye with this oil. You see what I'm saying? I'm like, she tried to cover my third eye with this oil, so I'm not rocking with it. I'm gonna have my my crystal in my pocket. And I stared at my friend the whole time she prayed. I stared at him the entire time she prayed. And he was like, why do you didn't close your eyes, bro? And I just never answered him. I never answered him. And I just gave him his stuff. I was like, yeah, bro. I was like, bro, you wilding, bro. You the demon, bro. In my head, I'm just like, you're the demon, bro. Like that's what she told me, and that's what that's why all this stuff happened to you, because you're a demon. You got a demon in you. So she goes. His mother ends up about to drive me home. Now, mind you, my friend has an autistic brother. He is like severely autistic. So I get into the car, and usually his brother's like really like happy to see me and like shaking my hand and all this stuff. Bro, when I tell you, bro, that man literally that man literally started shaking as he touched my hand. Like he was like, and he started tripping, like he was tripping out, like he was making all kinds of noises, like he was distressed. Like, but now that I know what I know, he probably felt that spirit on me and was trembling. Like he was like, oh, they had to get him out of the car to calm him down, his autistic brother. So they end up driving me to my apartment. And as soon as she um as soon as she comes and drops me off, here comes the girl I was dating around the corner. I'm like, yo, what the heck? First of all, you live in a state, another state. How did you get here so fast? Like she lived in Jersey. I was like, how did you get here so fast? Like, but I wasn't thinking about it like that. So, ah, woo, oh man. Okay, this is the part right here. So y'all gotta bear with me because this is crazy. Um, I ended up that happened on the first, and I think it was so ironic that happened April 1st of 2018 because it's known as April Fool's Day. Oh, mind you, let me run it back. When he fell out of the window and I came back in the house, there was little patches of black goo all on the floor of my apartment, like patches of black goo. And before
Oh,
he
let me
had,
just say something real quick. I
yeah,
forgot to say this last week. The black goo thing, when I had that overdose from acid, which by the way, that acid, it was made by a shaman who mixed white and black magic. It wasn't like from a regular LSD dealer. Like it was made by a witch doctor. I was when I went to go vomit those 2 or 3 times, it was black goo. It was
wow,
literal, like it was black. And when I looked at it, it was black and it looked like there was blood in it too. So
wow,
yeah, that's all witchcraft stuff when you see the black goo.
wow. And you know what's so crazy, that before my friend fell, my other boy, he had went like this and then just fainted, like literally fainted. And we were like, yo, what the heck is going on, bro? Like, you good, bro? Like, but he was just like, oh no, I think I stood up too fast. I'm like, okay, cool. But then my friend fell out the window after that. And I was like, yo, something's going on in here. But hey, so that happened on the 1st. April 7th, we decided to trip on acid again because it was her birthday. Look, I told y'all, man, I got delivered from this psychedelic stuff, man. Because remember, she had sent the email saying the LSD trips are for you to understand who you are. So right now I'm searching for knowledge on why these things are happening. Okay. So we do LSD. This trip was the most significant LSD trip I've ever had. And to be honest, I don't think I tripped on acid ever again after this. I might have probably chewed like a half a tab that didn't do anything after this, but this was the last time I had a full blown trip on LSD. Um, so we're tripping. We're in the house. All of my roommates are chilling. They're playing video games, playing music. Everybody's chilling, vibing out on the trip. Um, mm, mm. So, mind you, this trip I ate shrooms as well. So we were mixing shrooms, LSD, and weed. Like we were in there. Like, cause I'm the type of person where if I'm gonna do something, I'm doing it to the fullest of its extent. Like, that's it. So we're tripping, and I start to look at the window. No, I don't. I didn't look at the window yet. We're in the bathroom. In our bathroom, we had like these color changing lights where like you would press a remote and it would change colors and different things like that. So as I'm tripping, and there's music playing in the bathroom. I just begin feeling this overwhelming, ah, this overwhelming feeling of love. And I'm like, oh my gosh, like I was like, I love you so much. Thank you. And I turn to her, talking to her. And I'm like, I love you so much. Thank you for just telling me, about myself and teaching me who I really am. I'm this ancient Egyptian god and da 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 da. And like all of these things, right? And I'm just like, I love you so much. And I began to cry. As I'm crying, I hear the song that's playing. Because mind you, when you're on LSD, like your mind is so hip to like different synchronicities and different things like that. So um I as I'm listening, the song is an Afrobeat song and it keeps saying, I love you, baby, I love you, baby, like something like that. And I'm like, that's weird that I'm feeling this emotion of love while this song is playing. So I look down. I happened to look down. I know this was God, bro. I happened to look down and I see her hands pointed at me like this. And I would look down and I was like, that's weird. And then I just walked out the bathroom. So I walked out the bathroom and I looked at the windowsill where she had the altar. And I'm looking at the crystals along the altar and I'm like, bruh, it's daytime right now, but that feels so dark. Why does it feel so dark? And I start putting more synchronicities together. I'm like, wait, there are 6 people in this house. We live in apartment 6. And these guys are now listening to Drake right now. And he calls himself the 6th God. I was like, that's too many 6s for me. I'm out of here. So I started walking. I walked downstairs and she begins to like follow me, but she's like following me from afar. So I walk downstairs out of my apartment And when I tell y'all I hit the street and it felt like the rapture had happened. It felt like there was nobody there and I had missed it. So then I started hearing these drums. So I followed the sound of the drums. The drums led me to a church that was having their Saturday church service. And mind you, I'm still tripping on LSD, bro. So I pull up to the church and I was like, something about that woman is wicked. And then she comes through the doors and we're sitting in the back of the church and I'm looking at her. I'm like, you good? Because in my mind, I'm like, if you're in here, you doing something wicked, you gonna burn up. Like, so I'm like, yo, you good? And she's like, yeah, I'm good. I'm like, dang it. So the pastor speaks on the mic. He's like, we have some visitors. Would you guys like to come and talk? I rushed right up to the front and I grabbed the microphone and I said, mind you, I'm still on LSD. And I said, my name is Ryan. I am a dancer, but I feel like I am not utilizing my talents for God and I'm using them just to glorify myself. Do you guys mind if I ministered for y'all? Mind you, I'm on LSD, bro. Like, I'm on LSD, shrooms, and weed. Like, and they were like, yeah, sure. So I took my phone and I danced to this song, Lean on Me by Kirk Franklin, that I always used to minister to as a kid. And like, when I tell y'all, she sat on the altar of the church. When I tell y'all, bro, as I was dancing, I did certain moves directed towards her and I started seeing black things lifting off of her. Like, and she was crying. And there were black things lifting off of her as she was crying. Finished ministering and I walked straight out the church. Bro, to this day, I don't know if that church was a Holy Spirit filled church, they know what was going on in there. But I walked out, didn't say anything after I finished dancing. So then she starts following me and I'm like, yo, why did you stop going to church? And she was like, oh, well, as a kid, she gave me some kind of excuse and I don't really remember because mind you, I'm still tripping on acid. So we walk up to my roof of the apartment and my boy that fainted that day is up there and we're talking and, because we were beefing, there was beef within the house, me and my cousin, and it was like a separation she was causing. So we're talking on the roof and I start hearing these voices in my head that are like, you're already in hell. In order for you to get to heaven, you have to strip off your clothes and jump off this roof. You have to take off your flesh, your material possessions, and kill yourself and jump off this roof. So I began to listen to the voice. I took off my shirt as they're talking, and she's kind of looking at me like, what is he doing? Da, da, da. Because I was hearing synchronicities in my head, bro. Like I was like, yo, this is crazy. And I'm seeing things and the voices that were telling me to do it. So as I was about to jump, she comes and like grabs me off the ledge. And I remember I ended up cutting my hand on the wall of the roof, like the little ledge of the roof. And the landlord comes up and is like, y'all have to get off the roof. And in my mind on LSD, it was, yo, this is how crazy deceptive the devil is. This was the synchronicity that was playing in my mind. It said, you're in heaven, which is the rooftop, right? Which is upper. You're in heaven, and the Lord of the land said you can't be up here. So you have to go back down to hell. And I just started crying. I was like, bro, I'm not doing that, bro. Like, but that's how deceptive the devil is, bro. Like he wanted me to jump off the roof. You know what I'm saying? So yeah, that happened. Whew. Yeah, that happened. Then, I kind of calmed down from that trip. I smoked the rest of that trip away and like kind of calmed down. I was like, okay, I might not do LSD ever again. So, because I try to attribute everything to the LSD, not knowing that it was a spiritual experience. So, after that, bruh, I end up going to LA for So You Think You Can Dance. Aries was in LA. Aries was in LA, so he can tell y'all. I was on some, I don't want nobody touching me. I don't want to be around, because she was like, don't let people touch you. Don't do this, that, and the third. Like, stay away, keep your crystals on you at all times. Da 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 da. Mind you, when we were driving, when I was driving to get to the plane, to get to the airport to leave New York, it was early in the morning and I was seeing all these numbers like on these billboards, on license plates, everything. It was like 333, 444. She was like, yeah, you're about to ascend when you go to LA. I'm like, bruh, okay, this is crazy. Um, this is crazy. And so then I get to LA. Mind you, this girl could read minds, bro. Like I would see her reading people's minds and stuff. Like, you know, that's a whole nother story. So then I get to LA, I'm on this joint, and I'm like, all right, cool. I'm gonna I'm gonna just do what she says so that I can win this competition. Da 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 da. Bro, mind you, I seen demons manifesting, bro. Vanessa Hudgens, bro, she was real live trying to like, I saw her look me dead in my eyes, like on some sexual, like demonic type stuff, bro. I'm not lying, bro. You could even see it in my audition. She was like, "Oh, he's looking at me." Yeah, yeah, all that. Like, so I was seeing different things. I was seeing demons come out of people, bro, and talk specifically to me. Like they were talking to me, but I didn't know they were demons. I was just like, oh, that person's energy is different. This is the thing is energy. The energy is like this thing. You know, and and then you know, no facts, and then so then oh, this right here, bro. For So You Think You Can Dance, bro. This is why I always say This is why I always say to y'all, bro, if anybody sees a person that looks like me outside wilding, it's not me, bro. They did physicals on us in the hotel rooms and they took 3 tubes of my blood. So I don't know. Fox has 3 tubes of my blood and I don't know what they did with it. That's just facts. That's just facts. And it was in a hotel room in a bed. Then you go to the next room in the hotel where there's a doctor, but you're in the dark, and he gives you like, he's like, all right, take this test, da 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 da, this and that. So that's that. Um, so while I'm in LA, um, I end up I end up getting um I end up getting eliminated off the show. Um, So I go on a strip. I'm like, man, I've been abstaining from sex to prepare for this. I've been not smoking. Da, 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 da. I'm about to go smoke now. So I go onto the strip. I cop some weed from this guy on the strip, and I smoke it in the cut. And then after I left the cut, I end up walking back to my hotel, and I pass a homeless guy. This homeless guy looks at me and then looks at my hotel and then looks at me again and says, "You got the Illuminati and the Freemasons in there right now." I said, bruh, I looked him up. I was like, first of all, I'm fried. So like I'm just looking at him like, bruh, you tripping.
Yo, those homeless people they be telling the truth out there in LA. They be I'm telling you, like if you in LA, sometimes they'll literally just turn to you and a spirit speaks through them. It's either a demon or sometimes it's God. It happened to me when I was out there. They just straight up look at you and they send you a message.
And he pointed to my hotel and said, "You have the Illuminati." That's the hotel that all the producers and everybody's staying in there. He was like, "You have the Illuminati and the Freemasons in there right now." I was like, bruh, I'm too high for this. So I went up to my room. Now, when I'm in my room, I start feeling that trembling feeling. This trembling feeling that I'm feeling was the same type of tremble that my friend was doing. And I call her on the phone. I'm like, yo, I'm trembling right now. What's going on? Da 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 da. She's like, okay, I'm gonna send you this. Now mind you, before every day, what I would do before every taping is I would listen to that frequency music, the different hertz and different frequency music. And some of them would say channeling angels, channeling other worldly beings, and da 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 da. So um I went and she sent me a frequency beat or binaural beat, sent me that. And then she told me to go in the shower, put on cold water, and hold the crystal in my hand and let the cold water hit my head. But something in my mind was like, nah, don't do that, bro. So I turned on the shower. I kind of got half in, then I got out. Then I got a phone call. As I'm on FaceTime with her, I got a phone call from a girl that I used to mess with back home. And for some reason, as I was getting the phone call, I don't know if it was because I was trembling, I was paranoid. I looked up what the girl's name meant. And the girl's name meant in Hebrew was like God is with us or something like that. And so I answered the phone. And I answered the phone. And as soon as I answered the phone, bruh, the girl I was dating at the time started blacking. Like she was like, hang up the phone now. Like she was like screaming, like, bro, it sounded like there were demons. Like it wasn't even her voice. It sounded like a demon. It was like, and she began to talk to the other girl while I was on the phone with her. She was like, I already took you and I already took him and his family away from you the first time. She said, you can't have them back now. And I was like, what the heck is going on, bruh? So she ends up hanging up, but the girl that called me heard all of that. So I want to read you guys the email. Mind you, I got receipts like Bruce Wayne, bro. I want to read you guys the email that she sent me. Where is it? I'm going to show y'all the email I'm going to read the email to y'all that she sent me. Hold up. Where are you? Let's see. Well, I'll just paraphrase the email. But if anybody wants to link to the email, I can send y'all that. I don't care. But she basically says, no, this isn't the girl that I was dating that emailed me. This was the girl that heard what happened on the phone when she called and I was already on FaceTime with the girl I was dating. And she said, Ryan, I don't know what the heck you're in right now, but it does not sound good. She was like, I really want to find the message so that I can read it to. Oh, I have it right here. Boom. Hold up. Boom. Yes, got it. Okay. So it's right here. Found it. So she said, Ryan, I don't know what's going on, but it really does not sound good. I was disappointed at first when she called me at 3:30 a.m. last Friday because she was going through my phone while I was asleep, calling all of these girls, telling them, oh, leave him alone, da, 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 and all this weird stuff. She said, but it seems like you're really in some deep. She said, I really hope you are good and will be able to get out of whatever you're in. I'm pretty sure she doesn't have your email info, so I hope this message finds you well and you're able to let me know something without it being her. I really care about you, and it's hurting me knowing that you're in this toxic situation. Like I was tearing up on the phone hearing that. If there's anything I can do, please let me know. If you download WhatsApp, you can call and text me without her knowing. So these are people reaching out to me because they are hearing what I'm going through. So I end up coming back home after I snap out of that whole trembling thing in LA. I ended up coming back home. When I came back home, um, wow. When I came back home, somebody said she started yelling in Glorilla. Yo, I cannot. That's what it sound like. It sound like demons, y'all. Like it sound like, bruh. And the thing is, even during the relationship, bro, when I like even when I came back home, there was a situation where we were both on the rooftop and she was arguing with me. And she like looked me in my eyes and was like, "Don't you know I have 7 different spirits in me?" And then like I heard the voices change when she said that, bruh. I was like, nah, she's wilding. She's wilding. Like, so different different stuff happened. She ended up driving a huge wedge between me and my cousin, bro. And I ended up having to leave the house. Me and her ended up moving in together in a place in New Jersey. So this is y'all, this gonna be y'all favorite part. I'm telling y'all right now, because but God, okay? We end up moving into the house, right? Mind you, I'm still smoking weed. I'm still, you know, have a lust addiction, all types of stuff. So we move into the house. One day, one random day, bro. Nah, before we moved into the house, well, we moved into the house, then we went and visited my mother for Mother's Day. And she brought my mom. My mother was actually dating a Freemason at this time. So there was a lot of deception. Yes, bro. Like now that I see it, bro, like there was so many different things going on. Um, we end up going to her house for Mother's Day, and my mother, bro, my mom is in the comments, bro, on everything. My mother even thought it was weird because this girl would not let me out of her sight, even at my parents' house, my mother's house, bro. She would follow me. She was all up under me, following me. Da 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 da. She ended up giving my mother a crystal, a candle, and I think she told her to put a glass of water under her bed for to allow her dreams to be more vivid. Now that I know what I know about demons and stuff like that, this this glass of water under the bed so that demons can, this is actually a portal. And now that I, dang, that's a revelation right there. Now that I know about the marine kingdom, that's probably why she needed the water under the bed so that she could infiltrate using the water. Ooh, it was a water spirit, bruh. Woo, woo. Come on now. So she gave her a crystal, a candle, one of those long candles you get from the Spanish joint, the Botanicas, all that. Yeah, yeah, yeah. Them things are not of God. Okay. So, yeah. So she gave her that and was like, yeah, this is just a prayer candle. Say, you know, your prayer to this joint. Da, 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 da. So, mind you, bro, we end up moving in this house. We chilling one day, and all of a sudden, this documentary comes on. It was from Up TV. Up TV is a really dope channel if you guys check it out. They had a documentary called Is New Age Spirituality Satanic? And I clicked it. And we sitting there watching it, and I'm starting to see all of the practices that she was doing and teaching me. Mind you, bro, along this journey, this woman taught me how to channel spirits when I dance, to the point where I was so involved in this demonic mess that whatever demons were on me, bro, were so present that every time I would walk by certain electronics, they would start to glitch. And I started asking her that. I was like, why is this happening? Like, she's like, because you're becoming a medium. And I'm like, dang, bro. Like, so I remember one time we went to the club. I'm dancing, bro. The whole club just started looking at me, bro. They were just like, and it was to this song by Nirvana, Smells Like Teen Spirit. And they were just looking at me, bro. And like, I couldn't remember anything I was doing. I literally felt like I was crawling up the walls, like craziness. So mind you, we back in the house and looking at this video, and I'm seeing all of these practices. And I look at her and I'm like, bro, you're a witch. And she's like, no, I'm not. I'm like, yes, you are. you've been practicing witchcraft. So I looked up on my phone, bro. I was like, how to tell if somebody's a witch on Google. And they were like, they won't be able to say the Lord's Prayer all the way through. So I was like, say the Lord's Prayer. Bro, she got to our Father who art in heaven. She could not say the rest. So I was like, you're a witch. I told you. I was like, I told you, you're a witch, bro. So then I was like so fed up, bro. And I went and took the crystal pipe that that you smoke out of, that she had put in my hand initially, you know, the first time we linked up. I went outside. I put this on everything, y'all. I went outside before I could even light my lighter to smoke the weed that was in the pipe. The pipe split directly in half by itself, symmetrically split in my hands, split in half. And then I heard a voice in my head say, you just broke the spell. I called my mother on the phone. I said, Mom, you need to throw away that crystal. You need to throw away that candle. You need to throw away everything she gave you. That woman is a witch. The moment I said that, my mother fell off of a step ladder and broke her foot. Y'all don't understand, bro. This stuff is real. So when y'all come, now I'm about to talk to you people that just come on the page and act crazy. When I come and talk to y'all, when me and Sister Jocelyn come and talk to y'all about witchcraft, it's not from an area of ignorance. I really did that. Half of y'all don't even know anything about witchcraft besides Harry Potter and crystals and sage, and y'all think it looks cool, bro. But we really seen demons, bro. And y'all can keep playing and playing around with it, but I'm telling you, God is gonna destroy every single thing y'all are playing with, and including you, if you don't repent. That's just being real. And no, it's not in his will, but everything must be destroyed that is not of God. So I'm gonna leave that there for y'all. But these things, so she broke her foot. Mind y'all, I'm sitting there flabbergasted, bruh. Like, what is going on? Like what? Like, what is going on? Like, so something happens. We end up getting removed from that house. And this is how I know the Lord had his hand on my life, bro, because we got evicted from that house. I ended up moving in with her father and her for a little bit. One day, I started like trembling again, bro, in that house. I started trembling. But I would notice the only time I would tremble is when I would start to talk about against witchcraft. So I called my friend that fell out the window. Mind you, this is a few months later. I called him and I was like, bro, I'm so sorry. Like, I cried on the phone, bro. I was like, I'm so sorry that I put you in this position, bro. I didn't know she was a witch. I didn't know this, that, and the third. But mind you, I'm still living with her. So I had to go outside to even have this phone conversation. And he was like, nah, man, it's all good. It's all good. Then he started acting different again. And to be honest, bro, like, I'm going to be honest with y'all as it regards to him. I don't even think he's the same person that he was before he fell. I think that something was put in him and is now, because I've seen his mother recently. I saw his mother right after I got married in a restaurant, and she was like, those demons are still in him. Please pray for him. And it really hurts my feelings because that was my best friend. But I also know, the Bible says all things work together for the good of those that love him and are called according to his purpose. I believe that the Lord allowed that to happen because I couldn't live a saved life still being friends with him. because of the things that they were into. These, him and his cousins and friends and stuff that we used to hang around, they used to make songs, and his mom would always come downstairs and be like, "You guys are making music for the devil." And all of these songs would be like, "Oh, I'm about to pop a Zan, I'm about to swerve and crash." Mind you, the ones that were always singing those lyrics were always getting into car accidents, always dealing with different things, different trauma, different unluckiness, severe bad luck. This is demonic. So yeah, man, he's even different to the point where like he thinks for some reason, we'll get to that. Okay, so I end up moving. Man, I'm telling y'all, bro, the Lord was trying to get me up out of there. Um, and I was trying to be the good Christian, because once I realized what I was doing, I was like, nah, I need to go to church. So I linked up with my guy who I had known for years out there. He was actually a deacon at the church. So I was like, all right, cool. We going to this church. I was like, I'll take you to this church because you need to be in here because you was doing witchcraft. And then she says, oh, didn't one die? Somebody says, didn't one die? Yeah, our friend Brandon died, but he died before I ever moved to New York. He died in 2014. And when he died, I think Rico Nasty sacrificed him because that was her boyfriend at the time before she got famous. But that's a whole nother story. Anyways, yeah, Rico Nasty's from Maryland. If y'all didn't know, yeah, we know her. The people that I was hanging out with taught her how to rap, all that. So yeah, I think she sacrificed Brandon. You can look up the story about her baby father and whatnot. But so, the thing is, I tried to take her to church. Ended up but you know what's so crazy? In the midst of me trying to do all these things, the Lord still had my back because the God was trying to get me out of that house, bro. Because I was working a little grocery store job at that point, living with her and her father. And for some reason, her brother got caught up with something, and the landlord of the house was like, "No, y'all gotta move because there's too much stuff going on here." And I was like, "Dang, the Lord really trying to get me up out of here." I didn't have nowhere to go, and all of a sudden, this is how I know God is faithful, even in the midst of me not being saved, bruh. Like all the way saved. Like God is faithful, bruh. He literally moved me into a house, and I had the deposit in cash in my hand that day. The day I was looking for somewhere to go. I had nowhere to go in the morning time, but by that evening, I was in my own house. And so I ended up moving there. For those of y'all who are familiar with me and my journey, I used to have locks. They first started out as two-strand twists, and I was allowing her to do my hair. So as she was doing my hair, bro, she would get mad all the time because I would collect my hair and flush it down the toilet because I was already hip. I was like, nah, you ain't gonna be casting those spells with my hair. Da 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 da. So then take her to the church, bro. She's been in the church for a little bit. I start to see drama happening in the church that wasn't there before she got there. Start to see drama. She's trying to spend the night over the pastor's house with him and his family. Now, if you're familiar with Jezebel likes to get close to leadership. Okay, this is we're talking spiritual warfare here. I'm gonna show y'all how Jezebel moves. Jezebel likes to get towards leadership and likes to cause discord. Okay, so that's what she was doing, and then when she got her, never. It was always, that's the reason why that's the reason why there was a wedge driven between me and my cousin, because she was always there. She was never in her own space. Mind you, she was older than me. She was never in her own space. And, literally things about that. So, I started to see this Jezebel spirit operating, and I'm like, yo, this is crazy, man. And she would get mad when I would, force her to leave my home because she was always trying to stay there. And I'm like, bro, I want to enjoy my home by myself, bro. Let me chill, bro. She was always, and it just goes to show you how when somebody wants to have that demonic hook in you, they will do any and everything to follow you, to stalk you, to do everything. You know what I'm saying? So I remember one night, bro, I told her, I said, yeah, you can come over and do my hair, but you got to leave after. She ain't finished till like 3 in the morning. I was like, well, you got to go. It was cold outside. I'm sorry, bro. You got to go. So, that stuff started happening. Um, and I started seeing people were starting to come crazy at the church, like different things happening, this, that, and the third. Um, my my friends, wow, bro. My friends were telling me the whole time that this is what was going on. I was like, bro, now I see, now that the spell's broken, like I'm seeing all these things that are going on. And the Lord literally saved me, bro. Like I'm so grateful because like there are people that I knew from back then that are still stuck in this way of life, this witchcraft, this going to shamans, trying to find the truth any and everywhere except for Jesus. And I'm just so thankful, bruh, that the Lord thought it not robbery to come and save me. So then I finally moved out of New Jersey after, like, bro, it got really bad after I stopped dealing with her. Like, you know, I ended up moving into the landlord ended up selling the house from up under me and the rest of the tenants that were living there. So I ended up having to stay in my my friend who was a deacon. I ended up staying in his place that had no plumbing. So I'm sitting there like taking a shower. Like, bro, I'm gonna be real with y'all, bro. I'm sitting there taking a shower in the living room with a gallon of water and shower gel, bro. Mind you, I'm doing Red Bull Dance Your Style the next week. The Red Bull where I battle Havoc. Like, I'm doing Red Bull, bro. So I'm going from that situation of bathing in a living room with shower gel and a gallon of water to going to sleep in a 5-star hotel, get everything paid for, food paid for, everything, just to come back to that. And I cried, bro. I was like, man, I got to get out of here, bro. And my dad came and they bought a whole van and made me get all my stuff. He's like, you should have been gone. When he saw the condition of the house I was living in, he was like, you should have been gone. And came home, got linked up with an old childhood, my old ministry teacher from back in the day, Jonathan Taylor. And yeah, man, I ended up meeting who's now my wife. I didn't meet her, but I knew her since I was 15. So it's like I was going to the same dance academy. And that's so crazy because the Lord was showing me back then, because in the dance academy, I was a young kid. I was fooling around with all the girls. I was skipping class, having sex with them in the stairwell and stuff like that. Like, but my wife was there the whole time. But I didn't even talk to her because I was like, bruh, she's too goody goody, bruh. I would ruin her life. Like, you know what I'm saying? So, uh, yes, I have a good dad. Yes. Yo. So, my wife was there the whole time. And when I say that and I moved back home, I started really dating and pursuing who my wife is now. The day she said yes that she would be my girlfriend, bro, my Facebook ended up getting hacked. It was like something broke in the spirit realm where like I started getting attacked, bro. It's to the point where this woman that I was dealing with ended up going online creating narratives like I was a narcissist, I beat her up, all this wild stuff, just trying to ruin my life and ruin everything, bro, ruin my ministry. But the Lord kept me. The Lord kept me. And I'm so grateful for the life that I have now. I ended up reconnecting with Jonathan, and he reconnected me with somebody who was so special to me. Pastor Von Viafana. I'd known him since I was a child, but I hung out with his children all the time. Like we were all close knit. But who would have thought that these people would be a part of my life in my latter years, as far as it pertains to my salvation, when they were already there from the beginning? It just goes to show you how God will show you glimpses of the life He's trying to give you, even if you don't even understand what He's showing you. So got hooked, linked up with Rain Church, and started my ministry, Anointed Movement, in 2020. And now I don't just make art for myself, but I make art for God and for His people. And I do spiritual warfare, man. Like, we do spiritual warfare in the dance world now. Like, we coming for all y'all. I say it every episode. We coming for all y'all voodoo practicing dancers, all you warlocks. Yeah, we coming to finish y'all. Yeah. The kingdom is where everything originated. So the stuff you guys are doing is just a counterfeit. So, but the Lord is good, man. And once I got married, bro, the spiritual warfare literally ceased from that situation. So God is good. And that's my testimony, y'all. I hope you guys enjoyed. It's crazy. If you guys have any questions, please just put them in the chat. I know we had a lot of chats going on and we didn't get to show them on the screen, but that's just because the testimony was just so there. Like, so yeah, man, praise God. I just want everybody that's watching to know, bro, this witchcraft stuff is real, bro. It's so deceptive. Somebody said, what was up with the numbers? This whole angel number thing, bro. Here's the thing. Y'all can't say you're spiritual and you don't regard the Bible, but yet you look up to angel numbers. Where do angels come from? What's the first mention of an angel? The Bible. So how are y'all gonna pick and choose? This is just a deceptive thing that the devil will use. The Bible says in the book of Deuteronomy, there shall not be among you any of those who interpret omens. That's all the 333 444. That's an omen. These are not of God. God doesn't need to speak to you through the clock. That's first of all, it's gonna be 333 at least twice a day. So your mind is gonna be programmed to look at that joint, bro. I hate to break it to you. Yo, my dad is in the comment section now. Like, what? What? Like, yo, like, he said, "Where's your dad now?" He's in the comment section. Like, what? Yeah, bless you guys, man. If you guys have any other questions, please let me know. We still have some time. Like, I'm just so grateful for you guys.
Netflix wouldn't want us.
No, Netflix is like,
Netflix definitely wouldn't.
Netflix is like, no, get them out of there. That's too much.
Nah, no.
We got too much witchcraft on here. We don't need them on there. Mm-hmm. Yeah, so.
Thank you so much for sharing your testimony. It was so powerful. That was my first time hearing it. I've heard bits and pieces of it. And you know what's crazy? Because me and you have already said this, but like, our testimonies are so long and there's so many different parts to it. Like, me and you both took about 2 hours, and that's still not even the full thing.
Yeah, it's still not. It's still. I left a lot out. I just gave y'all the main points that was very interesting.
Yeah.
Somebody said, why do you think she was using eggs and milk? I don't know. I think that's a thing that they do in black magic, in like
they do that in Latino witchcraft too.
Yeah.
It's egg. It's a cleansing. Mm-hmm. You break an egg over yourself, because they were trying to tell me to do that too when I was right before I had like the huge demonic showdown in my apartment. There was a Puerto Rican woman I knew that she was telling me to break an egg over myself, and yeah,
and that's the thing. Here's the thing. It's because I have, Puerto Rican lineage in my family, right? But the thing is that they make it seem like it's something good, like a cleanse. Like, bro, like, really? Like, you know what I'm saying? Like, there's so many different things that are it's so deceptive. Witchcraft is just so deceptive, bro. Like, and they try to use our ethnicity to make it right. Just because something comes from a culture does not mean that it is of God. We have to be a part of the kingdom culture, not the worldly culture. You feel what I'm saying? And we got to stop idolizing where we are from, because a lot of the times where we're from carries demonic ties. And we're going to be touching on that next week. We're going to have Sister Melissa back on next week. She hit me up today. She was like, we should do an episode on the idolatry of being Black, because that is a big thing right now. People are idolizing, oh, Black this, Black that. Yes, we are an oppressed people. Yes, sometimes we play into our own oppression. Yes, but we gonna definitely get into that.
Just like the idolization of patriotism.
Okay.
That's another form of idolatry too, and that's why you can't idolize. We're not supposed to idolize where we come from, like your heritage, your race, your land, your country. You are not supposed to idolize that, because
Let's
you will
think about
be
it.
deceived.
Think about it. What do they say? Let's say it's Haitian. They'll be like, Haitian what? Pride. Black pride. It's pride. Somebody said, my cousin was out of town this weekend. This strange woman came up to her and told her God said, speak your mind to your mother. Do you think she was a witch? I mean, I can't say. I just feel like, because God, here's the thing, the kingdom of Satan mimics the things of God, as we can see from my testimony, bro. That, like, the girl was mimicking prophecy, even through that email. A lot of the email that she said was true. Like, for example, you're a leader, a creator. Everything you create will last forever. Some remain untouched. Like, you see what I'm saying? Like, some of these things are true, but that's the thing. Satan is a great bartender. He mixes a little bit of truth with lies for a cocktail of destruction. So these things, I would say use discernment, because you never know what something is. You have to ask the Lord on that. People think we are crazy because they're still blind and their eyes haven't been made open. Exactly. Oh yeah, bro. Watch it from the beginning, man. I'm gonna leave it up. They try to use our ego, which they gave us. Exactly. We need discernment. Bro, they trying to justify voodoo in Haiti because it was used for the Haitian revolution victory. Oh, they do that all the time. Nothing good comes from that, bro. There's no such thing as good magic. There's no such thing as, no. It's all bad. Like, it's all bad.
And you know what's crazy? Like, especially in LA, because there's it's just so many different forms of witchcraft going on. You get so confused. The confusion is so bad. And everything in LA moves like this.
Yep.
Like, you'll have a demonic manifestation one day, and then later on that day you get like a demonic prophecy spoken over you. You'll run into somebody on the street who's telling you you're special and you're going to become famous, and they have a demon in them. And it's just constant. It's all the time. And you end up so confused. You end up forgetting things. You don't really understand what's going on. So, like, with me and Ryan, we didn't even get as deep as what we could have, so just what we experienced, just with what we went through. Imagine if we went deeper, bro. Like, imagine if we went deep. Like, just think about now about the celebrities you see, how they're just losing it. Like Doja Cat, all these people. It's because of all the witchcraft. You have no idea. Like, it's the confusion and the spells that you get put under are so bad. It's so hard to break.
That's facts. And then the thing about it is, while I say, like, I don't really get into the frequency talk, but frequencies do play a role in our lives. They say, it is said that LA is the lowest vibrating frequency on the planet. So it makes sense why all the demonic movies come from over there. All the black magic, witchcraft, all of that stuff comes from over there. My hotel, I was staying at the Lowe's Hotel. My hotel was right on the strip, and there's an archway that has like fallen angels and Nephilim on it. It's like a shrine to them, and it was right next to my hotel. Somebody asked, "Where's the girl now?" I could tell you, she is happily living on my block list. I don't know what I don't know anything else, but she is happily living in my block list on every social media, every phone, everything. Block, 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 Blockville. Welcome to Blockville. Yeah. I pray
What girl? Who's that? Who?
pray that the Lord delivers her, but that is I don't even care.
Right.
um, but yeah, man, it's just crazy. Um, it's just so crazy. You know, just the things that I've experienced with this stuff is just like, man, I'm just grateful to have come out alive because there were times where I could have died. I almost, like I said, bro, I shortened this testimony for you guys. I almost died so many times dealing with this stuff, man. And God is so faithful. He's faithful. Yep. God is so faithful. God is so faithful. But yeah, man, I'm just glad you guys were here for the testimony. Thank you for everybody that stayed on. Um, and wow, like the Lord is so good. Um, did did you pray against them using your blood for Illuminati and Freemason since you didn't know where your blood went? Um, I have played. I've asked the Lord to renounce and break any covenants that might have been a part of. Um, to be honest, I don't think they have any power over my blood because when you get saved, something happens in your DNA. See, this is a whole different teaching, bro. Like something happens in your DNA when you get saved. So that blood is not the same DNA that I am now. I'm born again. Okay. So that is a whole different DNA that they could do whatever they want with that. It has no power. It has no power. Um uh yeah, yeah. I know that's right. I know this, right? So is my Warlock X out here trying to reach people. Psychology of the mind. Okay. Thank you. And energy with no degree in shadow work. Check this out. I forgot to tell you guys. The girl I was dealing with went to school for psychology. So they will try to manipulate. They will try to manipulate. Mm-hmm. And no degree, which is so interesting. No degree, just in shadow work. Like, this is all demonic. This is all demonic. And I like, oh, man, there's so much, like, uh so much. Like even the fact that um even the fact that people see, like, there's so many things that happened in that time in my life, bro. I wish I could tell y'all. Like there's so much that happened. And but God is so good. He's faithful. He's faithful. He is faithful. And I just want y'all to be mindful, like anybody who's watched this, um I just pray that you guys are blessed by it, because we are overcome by the blood of the lamb and the word of our testimony. And I believe that so many people will get set free from this. So many people get set free from this industry, bruh. I used to be in the industry, bro. Like, and you know, the devil thrives off of vulnerability. He thrives off of, you see, like I said, I wanted to be rich and famous. The devil's like, oh yeah, sure. I'm gonna try to sacrifice your friend. But if it wasn't for his praying mother, he'd be dead. You know what I'm saying? Like different things, like all these different things that were coming at me, bro. And I've seen so much, bro. I've seen possession. I've seen, you know, I had people that taught me dance that or taught me things in dancing, kept me around them. You know, I have a mentor that he now acts as though I'm a spin-off of him, but all he does is demonic stuff, bro. And I feel like that's the only reason why he can dance good is because the demons are pushing him around. But I can start to see the demons are coming to collect, and his mind is going with that. Like, you know what I'm saying? So, you know, it is, you know, it is what it is. But
You
God
know, I just really like I really hope people listening to this, they stop idolizing celebrities. Like you
mm-hmm,
gotta stop. You
mm-hmm,
gotta stop. And way too many Christians are like talking about these artists and you know, when little gossip stories come out, well, I side with this one, I side with this
mm-hmm.
artist, and it's no, like just stop doing that. You gotta stop doing that. Like they're all into witchcraft. They themselves are deceived. They themselves are practicing spells, and they've had spells done on them. Like besides, like even the stuff that happened with you, Ryan, people in the industry and celebrities that you met, like, and the people that I met too that were famous and everything. Like it's just like the famous actor that molested me in his apartment. I kid you not, his face, a demon took over him. And he started saying things to me, doing psychology, like trying to say, like, you want me, you want this. And I was
Mm-hmm.
like, wait, what? Like, nah. And then when I got, like, just another example, when I got super deep into the new age stuff and I was trying to get out, I was having dreams of, you know, witches and warlocks coming to me, giving me spells, telling me information. And one of those people was Erica Badu. In my dream, she was like, I'm going to give you this spell. It's to break the soul tie you have with this man. I know you want out here. She gave me the whole recipe of something to drink. When I woke up, I did it. And I was like, oh, this is from God.
Telling you, bro.
Bro, like it's just all of them, man. All of them. You see them doing these weird symbols with their hands, or
Yep.
they some doing some type of weird makeup, wearing weird clothes. Lady Gaga wearing meat, bruh. Like it's all witchcraft. It's all ritualistic. They have witches and warlocks telling them to do that, either tangibly or they're getting messages themselves in dreams, because that's what's giving them their power to
Exactly.
create the music that
Exactly.
hypnotizes you. The reason you're getting hypnotized by the music is because a demon gave them the lyrics, the beat, everything. So you're going into a trance, you're listening to this music, the music is making you have desires to either take drugs or to have sex, keep going back to your ex, especially if you
Yo,
listen to a certain song on a certain day at a certain time, because it's all witchcraft. You're
yo,
going into a trance.
bro, that is so facts, bro. That's why certain songs had me staying with that same girl for 7 years, even though it was a toxic relationship. And I'm gonna keep it a buck with y'all. What Jocelyn said is straight facts. Okay, we have, bruh, we have situations where artists are taking these songs into a basement and saying spells over them, saying spells over them, bruh. Like, it's so crazy because the oh man, bro, that's a whole different topic. Somebody asked, somebody said, you say you were hearing voices. Did these voices sound evil? The funny thing is, the voices didn't sound evil. That's the thing. The Satan masquerades as an angel of light, an angel of light. So, you know, it's just so crazy that even when like you said, celebrities get, you know, ideas from demons, bro. When I was in the occult, I was getting ideas for videos. Y'all can look at some of my videos. Y'all can look on my YouTube channel, and I've kept all of those videos up there because I want y'all to see where I came from to where I am now. But y'all can see some of my videos, bro. I had videos where I'm using crystals and it's like power and different stuff. And like these videos, whenever I would drop them, the celebrity that wrote the song would really reach out and repost the video. The demons would give me ideas for dance videos. Now, mind you, I've always had the gift of creating, but the devil was using that gift to get his will accomplished instead of me tapping into the Most High, Jesus Christ, to get his will accomplished. You see what I'm saying? So gifts are given without repentance. So I can be operating in a gift. Beyonce can sound anointed because she is anointed to sing. However, she's using her anointing for the kingdom of Satan. So these gifts can be used. Boom. Yeah, my mother even knows. I used to get high all the time to create. There was a point in my life where I felt like I couldn't create anything unless I was high. You hear the music differently. You see it differently. It was just different. But then when I learned, I'm like, bro, this gift is inside of me. This gift is inside of me. And the Lord gave me this gift. So why not tap into the creator of all things so that I can create? So yeah, that is truly a thing. That is truly a thing. Oh man, I knocked that beehive right off the tree, bruh. Get him out of here. Get him out of here, bruh. Till Beyonce repent, I don't care. I'm on her head. I don't care. You know what I'm saying? And it's just like, it's so crazy, man. Like, we have to be mindful, bro. These demons do give ideas, bro. I'm telling you, bro. Some of the most creative videos, bro. I did a video with my student that was on America's Got Talent, bro, and it was a super demonic video. It's called A Monster in the Dark. And I had the idea, but it seemed like bro, in the most not occult way, it seems like a harmless video. But now what I know about the occult, that thing is demonic. So it's like really understanding how these spirits speak. But we're in a spiritual warfare, bro. That's why we're called to be sober and vigilant, because, bro, we can accidentally hear from the wrong spirit if it's not the Holy Spirit. And we have to be vigilant. We have to. In these last days, bro, doctrines of devils are out here, man. Doctrines of devils, bro. So there are so many songs out here that you guys think are harmless, bro, that are actually demonic. You play them backwards and they're saying all types of wild stuff. So just be mindful. Protect your ear gates. Protect your eye gates. You know? But yeah, man. It's a great episode.
Dang, we went over 2 hours again.
Hey, look.
I don't care. It didn't even feel like it was long. No, this was great. This was great.
God bless you. God bless everybody. I want to say a quick prayer for you guys really quick. Dear Lord, I just come to you right now just saying thank you. Thank you for giving me the opportunity to spread my testimony, to give glory to you, Father, because if it wasn't for you, I would probably be dead right now. And I'm just thankful for the work that you're doing in my life and the lives of my peers, in Sister Jocelyn's life. I just thank you for this podcast, just allowing us to have a platform to be able to speak your truth. We bind the prince of the powers of the air. We bind any attacks that might try to come on us because we shared our testimony, and we send them right back to the pits of hell where they belong. No demon in hell can challenge the church of the living God. No demon in hell, the gates of hell will not prevail against the church of the living God. And we're so grateful for everybody who's passed in upon this live, who's come across this live for even 5 seconds. We ask that you send them a special blessing, Lord. Send them revelation. Send revelation to anybody who has seen this video, and allow them to be touched, and allow strongholds to be broken, allow chains to be broken, allow uproot demonic covenants, just destroy demonic covenants that are in the lives of these people. Set your people free. The Bible says you came to set the captives free, and we believe that you will do that. In Jesus' mighty name we pray. Amen.
Amen.
Amen. Amen. God bless you guys. We love each and every one of you. The elect of the living God, that is actually facts. Yes, City of Fallen Angels, that is exactly what LA is. We should definitely do a we might do an episode just on LA one day, you know,
Yeah, we could do that.
Hollywood,
Yeah.
all that. So God bless you guys. We love
Yes.
each and every one of you. We are so grateful for you guys. Share this broadcast, y'all. Like share this, like share the YouTube link on Facebook. So like when this live is over, copy the link and share it on your Facebook. Allow this testimony to go. Like even Sister Jocelyn's from last week, share that, man. Like the shares is what's going to get it out there. You know what I'm saying? So many people need to see this. So many people need to be set free from this. So God bless each and every one of you. We love you, and we hope that you have a great evening. And until next week, this is Not Milk the Podcast. Good night.
Bye.